Hey guys, it's Hawk here. Sorry for the inactivity. I have been busy with school, finals, and all that sort of thing. So, yeah, I will be reviewing art from ShiningArtGirl. She requested me to do that, so I will. Quick disclaimer, do not witch hunt or harass anybody that I review or show in my videos. This is purely for constructive purposes or constructive criticism purposes and is meant to help the user, and I do not want anybody hurting anyone. So the first piece of art I will be reviewing is called Art Trade with Brave Wolf 11. Now, I did have something here from a previous thing, but I think my point will still stand. Gosh darn it, my Wacom tablet is glitching out. I do apologize. But there seems to be a lack of legs on the other side. Now, I can tell that you do sketch before you ink, but I would suggest perhaps mapping out the areas you are going to draw, like maybe like this, and then mapping out where the front and back legs will be, like that, and areas of the body will be. Just a little tip there, if you can catch my drift. Um, Another thing I did notice is the back here. I don't know if this is a cat or a wolf, because it did say Brave Wolf 11, so I could assume it's a wolf, but I could also assume that it's a cat. But if you look at cat anatomy or wolf anatomy, the back does not go down like that. It tends to go like this or something similar to that. Like if it does go down, it's only very slightly, and it's more like, you know, kind of straight-ish, maybe with a curve in the middle here, possibly, depending on what the said animal looks like. Another thing that I did notice, well, that I might say, no, you don't have to do this, but is when you do sketch the areas here, like when you're sketching animals, sketch the areas like the chest first, and then put the arms, so then the body looks a little bit more anatomically correct. But you can still have it stylized, but like it can be a little bit more anatomically correct. And I will say with the leg, again, if you notice in cat or wolf anatomy, now this probably won't be the best depiction, but it kind of goes like this, kind of like that's how legs kind of seem to go, like kind of like that. Obviously not completely, but you can they kind of go in that shape. I may suggest kind of looking and using references of animals, be it whether you have a book with a wolf in it and you look at the wolf and be like, hey, I can use this as a reference, or you have something printed out or on your tablet, phone, whatever you have. I may suggest that. And yeah, I that's all I have to say for this piece. And oh, not really actually, sorry. I will say detail, you probably shouldn't have it coming out of the back. It kind of comes out of this area. Just a little thing just to help you out there, just to let you know. I mean, you already knew, but another piece is the Russian lolly requested. This piece, something I noticed is with the head. Um, Now, when you draw human heads, now it's fine to have a style, like I keep saying. They do have ears, and the head shape tends to go a little bit more like this. Not completely, but a little bit more like this sort of thing. Um, Again, I may suggest using references, whether it's from a magazine, something online, a book. Uh, Use references. It will help a lot with your anatomy. Another thing I noticed is with the chest, say a human is you are drawing a human from this angle, you would want to sketch it. I personally, what I do is kind of sketch it out where things go, sketch the area with the arms, and basically I break it down into shapes. And what that will do is kind of make sure everything that you draw is in line and generally anatomically correct, and it will make the piece look a lot more put together. Not that it isn't, no worries. It's pretty good for, I can tell you're starting out, it's pretty good for a beginner, much better than I was. Sorry if it seems like I'm kind of stumbling, I'm just, kind of a bit spacey, like always. Another thing I did notice is with the legs, this one here, the leg here kind of looks like it's dislocated from the pelvis. Again, I may suggest kind of breaking whatever you're drawing down into shapes and then kind of going from there no matter what angle it is. Again, it'll make things look a lot more put together and anatomically correct. Um, And I guess another thing I would say is that when you're drawing humans, make sure to know that when you're drawing humans that hair comes to make sure where the hairline is on the person and draw the hair coming from there and the hair kind of coming from the other side. Again, it makes the piece generally look a lot more put together. Um, all in all, your art is pretty good for a beginner. Uh, Assuming that's what Sage. Sorry, it's not. But for a beginner, it's pretty good. It's a lot better than I was. I will say that right now. It is a lot better than how I was as a beginner. But I would suggest perhaps when you sketch to break things down into shapes because then you get a feel of where things are placed on the human body. And I will also suggest kind of using references, say what again, whether it's from a book or something like that, because then you get a feel for how the anatomy is, and yeah, just practice anatomy and stuff like that. Um, Overall, that's all I gotta say. You're doing good. Keep doing good. Keep improving. Hawk out. I hope you can get something out of this. Sorry for being spacey.